Regenerative agriculture is transforming the way we think about farming. It's not just a method of growing crops, it's a philosophy focused on healing the land, restoring soil health, and protecting our planet. While traditional farming extracts from the soil, regenerative agriculture gives back more than it takes. At its heart, regenerative agriculture rebuilds soil fertility by working with nature, not against it. Healthy soil is the foundation of life. It holds water, stores carbon, and nurtures plants naturally. When we restore the land, we restore the balance of the entire ecosystem. Unlike traditional methods that rely heavily on chemical fertilizers and pesticides, regenerative farming uses natural processes, compost, manure, cover crops, crop rotation, and minimal tillage to enrich the soil. These techniques make the soil alive with microorganisms and nutrients, creating the perfect environment for crops to thrive. One of the biggest benefits is improved soil health. Regenerative farms see soils become darker, richer, and full of life. Healthy soils absorb rain like a sponge, preventing floods, droughts, and erosion. They also reduce the need for artificial irrigation because the soil naturally retains moisture. Water efficiency is another game changer. Traditional farming wastes massive amounts of water through runoff and over-irrigation. In regenerative systems, every drop counts. The soil becomes a natural reservoir, saving water and protecting groundwater quality. Biodiversity also flourishes. Instead of endless rows of the same crop, regenerative farms combine multiple plants, trees, and sometimes animals to create a balanced ecosystem. Birds, bees, and beneficial insects return to the land, controlling pests naturally and boosting pollination. Climate change is one of the greatest challenges of our time, and regenerative agriculture offers a powerful solution. Healthy soils capture carbon dioxide from the air and store it underground, a process known as carbon sequestration. This helps reduce greenhouse gases while making farms more resilient to extreme weather. Economically, regenerative agriculture is about long-term survival and profitability. Many farmers who switch to regenerative methods reduce their dependence on expensive fertilizers, pesticides, and machinery. The result is lower input costs and higher profit margins in the long run. Traditional farming, on the other hand, is becoming more costly every year. The price of chemicals, fuel, and machinery maintenance continues to rise. Soil fertility declines over time, forcing farmers to spend more just to maintain yields. It's a cycle that drains both money and land health. When comparing costs, regenerative agriculture often appears more expensive in the beginning. Farmers invest in cover crops, compost, soil testing, and new management techniques. There's also a learning curve and sometimes lower yields during the first few years as the soil heals. But over time, the economics flip. Input costs drop significantly because regenerative systems rely on natural processes instead of costly chemicals. Fuel expenses are lower due to reduced tillage, and soil structure improves, which supports steady yields year after year. Research shows that regenerative farms can save between 20 to 50% on chemical and fuel costs after transition. Labor costs may be 10 to 30% higher at first, but once the system stabilizes, they even out or decline. Yields may dip by 10 to 20% in the early years, but often match or exceed traditional levels later on. In the long term, regenerative farms tend to produce healthier crops, restore the land, and protect future generations. The return on investment grows stronger each year as the soil becomes richer and more productive. A case from Catalonia showed that regenerative farms cut 30% of machinery and input costs compared to conventional ones. Another 30-year study in South Africa found regenerative farming was 15% cheaper overall. Even in New Zealand, though early profits were slightly lower, soil quality and biodiversity improved dramatically, benefits that ensure future productivity. Let's compare the two systems more clearly. Traditional farming focuses on short-term yield and depends on heavy chemicals. Regenerative agriculture focuses on soil life, long-term productivity, and balance. Traditional methods often degrade soil over time, while regenerative practices build it up stronger every season. In the short term, regenerative agriculture might seem costly, but in the long term, it's far more rewarding. economically and environmentally. It's like planting an investment that grows healthier and more valuable every year. Beyond economics, regenerative agriculture also improves food quality. Crops grown in living soil contain more minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants. These nutrient-dense foods strengthen communities and reduce health problems caused by chemical residues. Farmers adopting regenerative methods report greater satisfaction, pride, and connection to their land. They see their soil come back to life. Earthworms, insects, birds, and biodiversity returning. Their fields become more beautiful, resilient, and productive with less chemical dependence. Ultimately, regenerative agriculture is not just about farming. It's about the future of our planet. It's about feeding the world while healing the earth. It gives farmers control over their land, consumers access to healthier food, and nature a chance to recover. If we continue traditional farming practices that harm the soil, pollute the water, and release carbon, our food systems will face collapse. But if we embrace regenerative agriculture, we can reverse the damage, rebuild ecosystems, and secure food for generations to come. Regenerative agriculture is the bridge between productivity and sustainability, between economy and ecology. It's the path to a healthier planet, a stable climate, and a future where farming is not just a business, but a responsibility to the earth.